with a quorum.
Without objection.
Thank you, Madam President. It's an honor to speak today in support of three historic, highly qualified nominees to serve 6 million Ohioans in the Northern District of Ohio on the federal bench. Each of these nominees brings with them not only impressive legal credentials, but diverse life experiences, empathy, and a deep commitment to justice that will make them excellent district judges. It's why Senator Portman and I together recommended these nominees to President Biden. It's why each of them was voted out of the Senate Judiciary Committee with bipartisan support. I urge my colleagues on the floor to support them. Tonight we'll vote to advance the nomination of Bridget Brennan. Bridget Brennan is the current acting U.S. Attorney in the Northern District. She served Ohioans as an assistant U.S. Attorney for over a decade. She's taken on complex and difficult issues. She's focused on cases that help make our communities safer and more just. Ms. Brennan's dedicated her career to making the Northern District of Ohio a safer place for victims of human trafficking, including children. She served as the lead prosecutor in the largest juvenile sex trafficking case in the history of the Northern District, a horrific case that included victims as young as 12. She achieved the country's first conviction for a sex trafficker's use of heroin to control his victims, convincing the court to recognize heroin withdrawal as a threat, quote, threat to serious bodily harm for the purposes, unquote, for the purposes of proving coercion. She's been a champion for religious liberty. She successfully prosecuted 16 defendants in a single case under hate crime statutes for their roles in religiously motivating assaults after they viciously attacked members of Ohio's Amish community. She successfully prosecuted a man for arson and the destruction of religious property after he drove hours just to set fire to a mosque in northern Ohio. Ms. Brennan received glowing recommendations from those she's worked with and those whom she's prosecuted. People who she has prosecuted write to her from jail seeking advice and guidance. This is someone whose commitment to justice is obvious to all those who deal with her. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting Ms. Brennan's nomination. Tomorrow, in addition to confirming Ms. Brennan, the Senate will consider the nominations of Charles Fleming and federal magistrate Judge David Ruiz, both of whom are nominated to serve also in the Northern District. Mr. Fleming's an assistant public defender, not always the route to being a federal judge, but a key part of our judicial system. He's an assistant public defender in the Northern District, serving as trial team leader in the Northern District's largest public defender branch. A career public servant, Mr. Fleming has extensive trial experience in federal court, serving as a federal public defender for 30 years. Confirmed to be the only black man currently serving as an active duty federal district court judge for the Northern District. Mr. Fleming has received uniformly enthusiastic reviews from judges he has appeared before and from attorneys he's tried cases against. As lead public defender, he takes on what his supervisor described as the most difficult and challenging cases, as you can imagine. In his cases, he's always displayed exceptional empathy, not only towards clients, but also the victims of crime. One story illustrates his character well. He was representing an individual charged with committing a violent crime. According to the judge, when making his arguments for what he believed was a fair sentence for his client, Mr. Fleming turned and faced the victim and her family. The judge said Mr. Fleming didn't alter his arguments, but he wanted to accord the victim and her family the dignity of hearing directly from him, the public defender. That's the kind of empathy and respect we need on the bench. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting his nomination. Third, Judge David Ruiz has served as federal magistrate judge in the Northern District for 5 years. Before that, he served for 16 years as an assistant U.S. attorney in the Northern District and a private practitioner. As an assistant U.S. attorney in private practice, he took on a wide spectrum of cases. Those who worked with him praised his temperament and his intellect and described him as unflappable. However, perhaps Judge Ruiz's most powerful endorsement came from the judges already seated in the Northern District who selected him to serve as one of their magistrate judges. They selected Judge Ruiz to oversee groundbreaking multi-million-dollar, multi-district litigation involving the manufacturers and distributors of opioids, which have done huge damage to families and communities across our state. He's also poised to make history as the first Latino district judge ever to sit in the Northern District. He will become Ohio's, if this body concurs, as the committee did, Judiciary Committee did, he will become Ohio's first ever Latino federal judge. He's the grandson of immigrants. He's a descendant of migrant farm workers who picked fruit in the fields of Texas and Michigan to provide a better life for their family. His success, Judge Ruiz's success, embodies the American dream of generations of immigrants. Finally, I want to thank publicly in this forum all the members of the bipartisan commission that recommended these nominees to Senator Portman and me. When I first came to the Senate, Senator Voinovich and I established this bipartisan commission process to help identify the best candidates for these important jobs. I'm proud of the work that we've done with Senator Portman to continue that tradition through presidents of both parties. The members took considerable time out of busy schedules to identify and interview potential candidates. They undertook this task to ensure that people living in the Northern District had access to justice and a bench that looks like the people they serve. This is by far the most diverse set of U.S. attorneys, U.S. marshals, U.S. federal judges that we've ever had in my state. I thank the members of the commission for their work. I particularly like to mention my representatives on this commission: Mohammed Al-Hamdani, Paul DeMarco, Barbara Dosek, Dennis Eckert, Kayla Griffin, Jacqueline Johnson, Barbara Lum, Carol Rendon, Carter Stewart, Margaret Wong. I want to especially thank the chair of our commission, Joyce Goldstein, who put so much effort and time into this, who put so much energy to ensuring this effort was a success. The Northern District of Ohio is better off because of their work. Dr. King wrote, "Progress never rolls in on wheels of inevitability." Each of these nominees will serve as wheels of progress for our state, for our country. I am certain, I don't make predictions in politics, judges will always be glad that they did. I urge my colleagues to vote yes so they can get to work immediately serving the people of my great state. I note the absence of a quorum.